To all the college students out there, or just if you are a young adult in general, this video is for you. So right now I am a junior in college and I feel so overwhelmed. It's not because I have a lot of papers due or because I have finals coming up, but because right now I feel like I have to have my entire future figured out, and that is overwhelming. You see, when you're in middle school, your teachers tell you, well, you better work really hard because high school is going to be way harder than middle school. When you're in high school, your teachers tell you better get good grades because you have to get the right ACT or SAT scores to get to the colleges you want. Then you get to college and you're like, what now? What am I supposed to do after college? Because you see, ever since you were younger, you were told this is what you need to work towards, is college. But then when you get to college, you don't really have anybody telling you exactly what you need to do after you graduate. And I wasn't super worried about this my freshman and sophomore year, but as I am getting closer to graduation, I find myself kind of freaking out. I ask myself, okay, I have one more year of college left after this year. What am I going to do after college? So I just wanted to sit down and reassure you all, if you are like me freaking out, first of all, you're not alone, and second of all, you don't have to have it all figured out. So here's the thing, you probably have heard somebody tell you, oh, it's okay, you don't have to have it all figured out, but usually the people who are telling you that are people who have already started their career and maybe they just kind of forgot how it feels to be in this situation because it's been a while since they've been in this situation. So I wanted to make this video because I am somebody who's currently going through it, and I just wanted to offer some helpful advice that might help you. And honestly, this is advice that I myself need to hear. So I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I am not worried and I have it all figured out and everything's perfect for me, because it's not. I am so stressed. So I just kind of wanted to sit here and chat with you and help you feel like you're not the only person feeling this annoying feeling right now. So the first thing I want to say is, for some reason growing up, I always thought right after college I need to find my career field. So like the job I get right after I graduate needs to be the job that I am going to do for the rest of my life. And back then I thought that was attainable. Now I'm like, oh my gosh, I still have no clue what in the world I want to do, and I don't know if I want to do one thing for the rest of my life. I think there are multiple things I would like to do in this lifetime. So if you do have that same kind of thought process, maybe let go of that idea for a little bit. Maybe just think, okay, what is it that I can do for the next 2 years after I graduate? And go from there. I think another thing that scares me is the idea of me being stuck with a job that I hate just to make ends meet. So I think this idea comes from the fact that I have been told before, you know, after you graduate, you're going to have to want to be okay with working the crappy jobs that nobody wants to do, or you just need to work hard and work your way up in a company. And I'm a very hard worker. I definitely do not mind working hard at all, but I don't want to go to a job and just absolutely hate it. And for some reason I feel like it shouldn't be like that. I shouldn't, just because I am a newbie to the career fields, it doesn't mean I should hate my job. So I worry that sometimes maybe I'm not going to find a job that I love and I'm just going to have to do it just for the paycheck. So one thing I have been doing in order to hopefully not have to go through that is I am trying to figure out what I'm passionate about now so that hopefully I can get a job in a field that I'm actually truly passionate about. So I started this YouTube channel my sophomore year of high school because I wanted to figure out if this was something I'm passionate about, and it turns out I really am. So maybe, you know, I'm not gonna be a full-time YouTuber or anything, but I have realized I also really love helping other people figure out how to start their own channel. I'm hoping maybe that will lead to some kind of career path. So if you want to avoid the whole having to work the sucky jobs just to get a paycheck, try to figure out just some ways that you find your passion come out, and then figure out how you can make a career out of it. And I know, again, that is so much easier said than done. I think another big fear most college students face as they are trying to figure out a career path is that they might disappoint their families. I know for most people, like, the opinions of your parents especially means a lot, and you want to make them proud, and so maybe you are afraid that you're not going to find a career or find a job that is acceptable for your parents. And to that I tell you that you can't always be so worried about what your family is going to think. You have to think about what is in the long run like best for you, because you're the one that's gonna have to live that life. You're the one that's going to have to go to that job every single day, and if you chose it for your parents rather than for yourself, then you're probably going to have a miserable life. So maybe just try to sit down with your parents if that is possible and let them know where you're at, and ask them just to support you in your decision, because in the long run, like, you're the one that's gonna have to be okay with this decision, and realize that most of the time, you know, your parents are coming from a place where they just want the best for you. But again, that doesn't mean you should be stuck doing something you hate. So I have told you a couple of my fears when it comes to finding a job after college. I would love to know some of the worries that you're having, some of your fears. So if you want to, just comment down below and let me know. I would love for this to be a community where we can all just come and share with each other what we're going through at the moment and help each other out in any way that we can. But now I'm going to shift a little bit and just try to give you some practical advice on what you can do now, what you can do while you're still in school to hopefully make your future a little bit easier. So my first advice I have for you is talk to the experts. Talk to the people who are doing the jobs that you someday want to do. So I, for some reason, thought I wanted to work for State Farm a couple years ago. So I was able to talk to a State Farm agent and just asked her like what she has done with the company, what she's doing now, and like all the pros and cons of working there. And I realized, okay, like, this is not for me. I have no aspirations of working for State Farm. But if I hadn't talked to her, then maybe I would have just thought that was something I wanted to do, and I would have wasted a couple years of my life trying to do something that I thought I would like, but turns out I hated. So don't be afraid to talk to people who are doing the jobs that you someday want to do. That's a great way to learn without you having to go through it and finding out that you absolutely hate it. Okay, so the other piece of advice I have for you is try to build up your resume while you're in college. Don't worry so much about your grades, but worry about the experiences that you are getting. So a lot of employers, like, they're not gonna care about your GPA, but if you do go out and you tried to start your own small business, like, that's gonna look good. If you went out and did a lot of volunteer work at a charity, that's gonna look good. If you went out and you got an internship, that's also going to look good. So work on figuring out ways to make yourself more marketable. Okay, so the very last tip I have for you is take advantages of your resources that are given to you while you're in college. What I mean by that is, for example, I don't know about you, I go to a small college where professors love spending time with the students one-on-one. So I have been able to take advantage of that and schedule meetings with my business professors and talk with them about what I should do as I get closer to my graduation date. And it has been amazing. I have been able to have them kind of guide me through my college years and prepare me for life after college. So definitely take advantages of that. And if your college does like career days where they bring in different businesses, go to those, attend those. If your college has opportunities to teach you how to do a resume, cover letter, take advantages of all of that. Do all of those things because those resources are for you. So if you are willing to take advantages of that, the more likely your life is going to be a lot easier as you get closer to graduation date. But that is it. I hope you find this video helpful. Again, I know this stage of life can be confusing. We are technically adults, but we are having a hard time figuring out what it means to adult. And so yeah, it's hard and you're definitely not alone. Don't stress out too much, but make sure you do take the time to prepare for this as well. But I will love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Don't forget to go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this. Also feel free to follow me on Instagram. I'm pretty active on my Instagram, and would just love to chat with y'all on there as well. But that is it for today, and for now you can check out one of these videos I'll have on the screen. But until next time, bye!